won't you come peep? I was outside. The way that shake, leave your mouth wide. You need to say grace for you say thanks. Amen, amen. What's left in my life, don't know what's in store. I've been dealing with these blessings that I can't ignore. Putting up the numbers, we ain't keeping score. Amen, amen. I here on the block, my side. Run it in our house for us 12 o'clock. Yeah, the hood love me, but you gotta watch. Amen, amen. I just three, I don't do sleep. Yeah, tryna sing, UV. Yeah, we gon' fall through, coming through deep. Amen, amen. Yeah, packed it from the south, moved it to the west. Iced the logo on the cross, threw it on my neck. Yeah, when I rep the set, gotta stay blessed. Yeah, amen, amen. People tryna say I'm only enemy. Got a code with my dogs, can't get in between. I can give them life, no more energy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we've got a pair of running backs who are hoping for plenty of touches to come their way. It's Thomas Rawls' Seahawks going up against Jay Ajayi's Dolphins. With that, let's get you to a hot and humid South Florida as we welcome in our broadcast team with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Guys, stay hydrated.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to picturesque Miami, Florida. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we are ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Hi again, folks. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And as we all know, Charles, offenses today, they're driven by the passing attack. But Larry highlighted in the open a couple of running backs who might just disagree with that assessment.
Yeah, and sometimes, occasionally you get a game where running backs will match each other, kind of carry for carry on opposite teams. But for the most part, they focus on themselves. How many touches will they get, and can they create big plays for their own team?
And both of these guys, certainly more than 5-10 touchbacks. They're workhorses. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Neville Hewitt not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride. When they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean, they want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground. There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And that'll bring up second down. And here's the starting offensive unit for Seattle.
In music, the Seattle sound is distinctive. In the NFL, it's the Seattle running game. Usually ranked in the top 5 in the NFL. It fell to number 25 in 2016, and they're trying to revamp the offensive line and find a bell cow running back in order to get things moving again.
A fake to Rawls. Now it's Wilson. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. 23 yards on the play.
Jimmy Graham had a really tough injury in 2015 that ended his season, but what a bounce back in 2016. How did he not get any votes for Comeback Player of the Year?
I was just going to ask you that. Not that Jordy Nelson wasn't deserving, but 65 catches, 923 yards. That was the highest total by a tight end in Seahawk history.
And I think there's a chance that both of those numbers will increase in 2017.
And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. They set up the screen to Rawls. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
And that's the way you get an opening drive going. Pick up the first down, convert on 3rd down, and how about doing it old school style, doing it with a run and play.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Off the play fake to Rawls, Wilson. And this is incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Wilson snags it left side. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They're led out by their strong-arm quarterback out of Texas A&M. That's Ryan Tannehill.
And many believe that Ryan Tannehill is ready to fulfill his promise. Been in the league a little while now. Been through some ups and downs, some bumps and bruises, but the talent is evident. Can run it, can throw it, and I think now he's ready to be a great leader.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And his throw here is incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Here's Tannehill. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Oh, and it's the former Seahawk, Byron Maxwell. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
This is Ajayi. He'll rumble for about 6, up across the 20 to the 22.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have the highlights of this first half, but he won't have touchdowns because we haven't had any to this point.
But there's still time, though, partner.
His throw incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And now it's 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. 2nd and 10, Tannehill once more. Going back to Landry. This time he's got him, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Now it's Tannehill. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Michael Bannon able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Mike Bennett in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
The connection made. It's Graham. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
First down, this is Rawls. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando, he's standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Both the Dolphins and the Seahawks haven't had a reliable run game so far. The push up front has not been there, and you have to give credit to both defenses on that front. So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Now 1st and 10, defense will win the battle and get the sack. This ends up as a loss of 9. Seahawks have it later on the drive, It's Russell Wilson connecting with his tight end, Jimmy Graham. And he'll end up at the 40-yard line before being tackled. Seahawks, though, settle for just a field goal. Offense on the field now after the pick. Bennett here will get to the QB for the sack. This one ends up as a loss of 6. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Miami for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Now to return it, here's Kenyon Drake. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know. Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action and hit them over the top.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Tannehill finding Stills, and it's a Dolphin first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down.
Well, he appears well on his way to another big game. You remember 2016, partner. He became just the 4th player in NFL history to have 3 200-yard rushing games in a season.
2 of them were back-to-back. Steelers in Week 6, Bills in Week 7. They go play action here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Landry there, and that'll bring up second down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other target.
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get... So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this kick is not gonna get there. It's short and no good.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
On first down, Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride. And it it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. So he missed his lone field goal try, but he's got this one as that extends their lead. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And the fair catch is made. It's going to pin him back here at the 7-yard line. Let's put our attention here now on the Dolphins defense. And they'll see if they can get one final stop with this crowd behind them.
And let's face it, as much as we want to say it's all about the guys on the field, they can get some help right here from the home crowd. And they're going to try their best to get them motivated, get them involved. But they're going to need to make a play or two in order to keep them in that spot.
The crowd's making some noise now. Back to throw. Caught. It's Wilson. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. One Wilson to another for a Seahawk first down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that. Yeah, there was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. He's back to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me.
And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, They might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one, because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it all culminates with a Seattle score. Here's Walsh now to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Dolphins now. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. He'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Landry that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Tannehill now, they give to Ajayi. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. Now, you hate to admit it, but sometimes in this sport of ours, the determining factor of who wins, who loses, is just plain dumb luck.
Well, partner, I know you're a basketball fan, and you talk about a shooter's bounce. If that thing's 1 inch shorter, that ball kicks backward, and it's still a 3-point game. This has been one crazy game.
Crazy indeed. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. There's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation, and they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, That gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. The grab made by Curse over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. That goes for a gain of 31.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there, for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, you start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a change-up in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the change-up, and on that play, it worked for big yardage. Brandon, that's a huge completion there. That puts them in field goal range, but let's face it, they don't want 3 here. They want 6. With these overtime...
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. You throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Seeing Ajayi carry the ball in overtime reminds me of last year. Week 2, scored a touchdown in OT to beat the Browns.
Could he have more magic left? You just talked about what he did last year, and I think that he might have that in him because he's a multi-dimensional back. You can hand it to him, you can throw it to him, and once he gets into open space, look out.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. Second down following the run. Now it's Ajayi. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
Tannehill now on the option left. Spinning away. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Here's Matt Darr now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. Now Wilson on second down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
They go play action with Wilson. Oh, so close but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down. I know there may be temptation to go for it here in overtime, but you have to punt the football.
I like how emphatic you are about it because I know the tendency is, as a player, let's go get this thing. You're actually telling your coach, come on, coach, we can get it. We have that play call. And the head coach has to remember, that play call likely isn't there. Punt the...
Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Walt Aikens. They can't tackle him. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. They run with a giant. He'll get it to the 40. Sweet little move in there, but couldn't get much yardage out of it. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson in the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. So he didn't start this one the way he wanted to, but yeah, so elite, been through so many of these battles. Hard to keep him down for an extended period of time.
And to demonstrate just how unusual this start was for him, our guy Marvin handed us some statistics that showed us he doesn't do this very often. What we're seeing now, though, that's what we're used to seeing. He made an adjustment, and boy, it's working really well.
Back to his old form. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Graham. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A Seahawk 1st down. Wilson to his big target, Graham. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Neville Hewitt in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Now it's Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 15. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. We focus our attention on the Seahawks defense now. They have a little something to build off of from last time with a 3-and-out.
And what they have to build off of? Great confidence right now. Being able to stuff someone on a 3-and-out, you feel like you're in control now. You're doing the dictating. They want to see if that can continue as this game progresses.
Will it continue? We'll see. On the left side, this is Stills. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. Here's Tannehill now on second down. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Tannehill with a hook up to Parker for the Dolphin first.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Back to the air. Tannehill on second down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that time almost intercepted. That would have changed things here in overtime, but instead 2nd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kiko Alonso. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. Now the timeout comes here, and the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So now this game hinges on the right leg of Andrew Franks. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post.